Welcome back to the final verse of Joshua chapter 6, verse 27. The Lord was with Joshua, and his reputation spread throughout the land. The Lord was with Joshua, and his reputation spread throughout the land. You know, there are a few things that you can say about somebody more important than the fact that God was with them, or God is with them. And of course, at Christmas time, we think about Emmanuel, God with us. The whole point there that a God who is so big is also so incredibly personal. And the God, as we look back over the Joshua's chapters 1 to 6, we realize that Joshua has experienced God being with him time and time again. You think of crossing the River Jordan, you think of the sack of Jericho, you think of the whole point of being in such fear of how he could possibly begin to take over the leadership of the people of Israel after the death of Moses. What huge shoes to fill. And yet, through all of that, he discovered time and time again that God was with him. And we are now, at the time of this recording, in the middle of July, about 4 months into period of very restricted activity, perhaps not lockdown anymore, but certainly restrictions on what we can do, where we can go, how we can celebrate church together. Certainly here in the UK, I know some of you are listening from other countries, but here in the UK, the restrictions are such that it makes church services, church get-togethers, church as we have experienced it over all our lifetimes, a thing currently of the past. And as we come into new phases, we are going to have to reimagine what collective church looks like. But through all of that, we can be confident that in our time of lockdown, in our time of re-emergence, in our time of looking to the future, that God has been, is, and will be with us. And there's that sense of the presence of God, that sense that if God has so wrought these things and written these things on my heart, and I've so experienced his presence through the ups and the downs of life, the things that have gone really well, the things that have broken me, I can trust him for the future. We've said before in this study in Joshua that God's past, the things that he's done up to this point, are a guarantee of what he will yet do in the future. And therefore, the God who has been with me is with me today, and he will be with me tomorrow. And I don't know what you're facing. There may be challenges in your life, in your circumstances, in the lives of those that you love, that are so incredibly painful. And you're facing obstacles that are immense in their size and their complexity, and even understanding the issues that you face yourself, you have struggled with. And yet God is with you in that too. And God will be with you with all the challenges that tomorrow brings and the challenges that come in days yet to be. The Lord was with Joshua, and his reputation spread. Wouldn't it be great if, as God's people, we had this reputation of living as if the God of all the world was with us, and that he's the one who has brought us to this point. He's the one who sustains us today, and he's the one who will look after us as we go into the future. So be encouraged that the Lord your God is with you, and he will remain with you regardless of the future and whatever there is to come, for the honor of God's name.